So I don't know how many of you guys are fans of the Predator franchise. I know a couple of you here are, but they produced like a ranking based on the Rotten Tomatoes scores, and it is wild, man, what we have here. So according to Rotten Tomatoes, Predator Killer of Killers, the animated anthology series, is the best Predator product that was ever made at 98%.
I was about to say, saying it's the best isn't even as shocking as the fact that it got 98. It's like, what the fuck?
This is borderline perfect, like cinematic perfection right there. Prey is close behind at 94% because ain't nobody going to criticize, no professional movie critic is going to criticize a movie that's got a Native American female lead. It's just, they won't touch it. So that's one of the best Predator movies ever made. In fact, it is technically the best Predator live action movie ever made. And the actual Predator movie, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger, is sitting down at a lowly 80%.
Which sorry. Is probably a fair enough score, 80%. Like when you look at it compared to
that's kind of what I was getting at. If Predator had 98, we might be like 98 is maybe. But then again, I kind of adore that movie, so maybe I'd be okay with 98. But
I would give it 112% personally.
My biggest problem is no Predator 2.
Yeah,
that's not even on the list.
Here. Yeah.
Predator, like honestly, if I was to rank the Predator movies, like the first Predator would obviously be at the top. Predator 2 would be like, it's a fair way behind, but it would still be in number 2 spot.
It's a lot of fun.
And then Predators would probably be in number 3.
Yeah.
And then Prey would be at 4. And then Killer of Killers would probably be fairly near the bottom, and the Predator would just be somewhere under the floor.
I can't fucking believe The Predator got to the top 5. That's insanity. That film is fucking terrible.
The idea that autism would save the world is a pretty interesting story concept. So I'll give the Predator.
I mean, it's different. I'll say that much.
It sure is.
I just gotta say their titling of the last 3 on this list, it's really inventive. I mean, I'm really blown away by their ability to come up with some great titles there.
It's still definitely not confusing at all. To imagine trying to explain this to someone like in a pub or something when you've had a few beers, and it's like, so Predator, amazing. Predators, it's not so good, and the Predator, fucking garbage, man. like what?
And then you're like, which one's the sequel? You go Predator 2. It's like, which one was the one out of the ones you just said? Which one was Predator 2? And you're like, no, Predator 2 is a different thing.
Different thing.
What?
Yeah, it's a strange one. I just want to say, like, fuck off Rotten Tomatoes. Like, this sucks, man. Like, your entire rating system is
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's 100% partisan as well. Like, we know the movies that will get like 100% across the boards. You know, the ones that like either ideologically or just like they promote current thing. Yeah, that nobody's gonna have the balls to criticize them. Or they do like really shady stuff where it's like a borderline like positive review where it's like they're actually super critical of loads of things, but they say it's still a fresh review just so they can boost the rating a little bit.
Shouldn't Predator 2 then be higher on that list because the lead is a black man? Like
it should be, really.
It should be on there.
But he is a man at the end of the day, and that does bring it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
And that movie does promote sexist stereotypes somehow. I think there's a naked woman at one point. I remember that part.
That's true, and it did portray black people as pretty violent in the future as well. So I'm sure that's not giving it any points.
I love King Willie's Jamaican voodoo posse, man. They were fucking awesome. Shit happens. Yeah, it's just, man, this just gives me, like, this blackpills me so much on, like, the Predator franchise because I know they're going to make a sequel to Predator Killer of Killers, and they're also going to make a sequel to Prey, and we've obviously got Predator, what the fuck's that other one called?
Badlands? Or...
Badlands, yeah. So we got that coming up, and that looks like a goofy buddy movie, which nobody really asked for.
There are people who'd want to convince you that Predator and Alien, considering Alien Earth and Romulus, are in the best shape they've been, like in their entire. And it's just like, holy shit!
What?
And you know, you look at Terminator, and it's like a complete disaster. But at least it's on ice. You know, it's just. But we have to watch all these Alien Earth was horrendous.
Yeah.
And they get another season. Alien Romulus was really fucking bad. Like they get a Romulus too. Yeah, and they speculate on like the AVP movie that's coming because they're both in good health right now. These franchises, apparently.
Well, I wonder if this is playing on the fact that like a lot of like especially younger generations of viewers haven't even watched the original movies.
Dude,
I mean,
This
look,
is
I'm going on like I did a stream with Box Office Brawler, right? And he only recently watched Aliens because we forced him to.
oh
What?
yeah,
Right. But he was like, yeah, none of my friends have watched it either. Like, I think his generation just doesn't fucking watch movies like that. And so they don't even know that they're good. And so they accept the slop that comes out now because it's like, well, they just don't know any better.
You
I think
know,
I told you, Drinker, I was like late to getting into more video games, but in my high school, with all the friends that were playing video games at the time, I was like, Alien, Predator, Terminator, you guys seen any of these? And they're like, no. I was like, oh my God.
I was
The best is when
oh,
I was just
go
going to
ahead.
say when people say that came out before I was born, like that has something to do with it.
Like
people
there's some
say
kind of
that-
mental block there. It's like, well, I can't watch a movie that came out before I was born. That doesn't work.
There was I can't remember which studio it was, but there was an executive that came out like a couple of years, I think it was like 2023, and she was saying like basically any movie that was made before like 91 or 92, she just doesn't pay attention to. And this is a studio executive. So if you're wondering why like the content is looking pretty like dry and ADHD fueled today, it's probably because the people that's making them are just wildly incompetent and don't even understand the medium.
I can 100% get behind that. Like it's tragic that that's where the industry has gotten to, but I can see how it got to that point as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. Some of the best storytelling, some of the most inventive, clever, creative storytelling came out in like the 70s and 80s and early 90s. And if you're not looking at those films, you're missing some of the best cinema that was ever made. So,
and those are the movies that are why we have cinema today, in all honesty. So, you know, that's like saying you like horror, like novels, but you haven't read any of the originals that came out during the Victorian era that influenced all of the themes you see today. It's a wild statement.
Well, so many of the franchises that they're still strip mining and exploiting today, they started in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it's a tragic state of affairs that's what they're doing. But like, you know, when was
also
it?
We're also at the point here where, like, rule of thumb, if it came out before you were born, it's probably better.
At this point, yeah.
And they've taught the audience, and I said this recently in a video, I think that the special effects, how good they are. Like we're seeing this with Tron Ares, like all the love is sort of for how good the special, and I don't even think they're that good, but it's like the computer power is what they love. And like, you know, they'll even have a go at the original Star Wars or anything that the effects don't stand up. That you're like, but that's not the important bit. But they've been taught that is the important bit. It's just about if the effects look good, don't worry about the story, don't worry about the characters, don't worry about anything else. If you can go in there and just stare at that big screen and it's bright, then that's all you should worry about. And it's I don't see how they come back from it, really.
That was the big thing for a number of years there, right? Like when the first Avatar came out, like the hype was just around, oh, look at what they can do visually with a movie these days. And then that became the trend that a lot of production companies started chasing. Even you see the same thing happen with gaming. The second that graphics like reached a certain level, that everyone was just asking for, oh, we want better looking games. And now it's slowly just seeped into, oh, the game looks great, but everything else is absolute garbage kind of deal. So they're just totally outdated on what their audience and what their market is asking for now. And this is where we are now.
Parents, is it because kids now all have, this is my old man rant now, is it because kids have their own TVs and computers now? Because what happened to parents making their kids watch old movies? My mum loved old movies, and I grew up watching black and white movies and war movies and, The Great Escape plus we only had 4 channels in Australia, but, and then on the weekends they showed old movies. But why aren't parents showing their kids these movies and sort of getting
they're
into
working
it?
now. That's why.
Yeah, they're really busy. Like, there's a lot of single parent households now. They don't have time for it because I don't know, like how it was for you guys. Like, it was generally my dad who would like show me movies like Aliens or like got me into Star Trek or whatever it was back in the day. Like, dad just maybe he's had more time in the evenings. And
But Dad
maybe
was
that's
also sneaky, those movies. You know, I remember my dad trying to show me Mad Max. My mum sort of like, what are you showing him?
That's awesome.
My dad, like when he first showed me Terminator 1 when I was super young, I think I was like 7. He just told me to look away when he, cuts out his eye. But I remember it wasn't even like weeks later when we rewatched it that he just didn't bother telling me to look away. He was like,
What did he tell you during the sex scene? Because that must have been that was always the awkward thing when you're watching something with your old man. It's like a sex scene came on. There was a lot of them in old movies.
That was actually really funny because a lot of the nudity stuff I was forced to look away when I was super young. But that's an example of one when my dad was like, yeah, you don't see anything. And I was like, definitely do.
Oh, not again.